Hello everyone, my name is Angel and this is Bakers. Hello guys, so today I'm here to show you one of the best recipes that I have ever made, and that is because today I put such a huge amount of effort into this recipe and a lot of love. But basically this is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, okay? It's an amazing recipe. I didn't really knew how this tasted until I tried this. But this is not like any other peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is something different because we are going to try to improve the game a little bit. We are going to make the sandwich bread from scratch, but we are not going to do a regular bread. We're going to do a sourdough sandwich bread with some other ingredients that I'm going to put here in the description below. So please go ahead and check it out. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure and feel free to subscribe, okay? Because I'm going to be posting new recipes like this more often. And I made the peanut butter from scratch, the jam from scratch. I made it from strawberries without any pectin or any jelly. So that has to be something exciting to see. Make yourself a favor and stay until the end because this is going to be good.
For this recipe we will need flour, butter, milk, whole wheat flour, sourdough, rye flour, water, salt, honey, and yeast. Mix the three types of flours all together, join as well the sourdough, and give it a little whisk. This recipe can be done without yeast, only with sourdough, but I'm going to put as well the yeast. Add the honey, put the salt into the mix and mix it all together as well. Mix the yeast with the milk and add the milk to the recipe. Now it's time to join the liquids to the mix. Add the milk and then the water. You can see I'm having a hard time mixing with the spoon, so I'm going to start the kneading process. Flour a work surface and put the dough in it. Try not to add a lot of flour, otherwise the bread is going to be super thick and dry. Try to knead for at least 4 minutes. As you can see, I haven't added the butter yet, and that is because the fat affects the gluten development, and right now we want to develop a proper gluten into the bread. The 4 minutes are done, so we are going to add the butter. Please don't add this all in once and try the butter to be at room temperature, otherwise it's going to be super hard to incorporate this into the dough. Whenever you start kneading this, it's going to be super messy, so don't worry, just relax and keep kneading, okay? Please do not freak out and add more flour to this because that is not the solution. The solution is for you to keep kneading until all of the butter has been incorporated into the dough. Now that the dough is ready, we are going to shape it as a rectangle or as in a square, always keeping in mind that shape whenever we want to stretch it. We can even use our hands to help us make that shape. Now that the shape is ready, we are going to roll the dough into itself, and we are going to put this roll of dough into a bread pan. Guys, the bread pan has to be pre-floured and pre-buttered before we do this, otherwise the bread is going to stick to this. Brush the surface of the dough with some milk or water if you want, and after that we are going to proof this. Proof it into a cold oven for about 2 hours. Now it's time to make the peanut butter. For this we're going to need peanuts, honey, oil, and salt. Put all of the ingredients into the blender, but if you are like me and you don't have the proper machine for this, or the blender doesn't have the enough strength for this, well, let me tell you that you're going to have to do this in separated batches. If you have a food processor, it'll be perfect instead of the blender, but I don't, so we can solve with the blender as well. Remember that you have to make sure, whenever the blending process has started, that the edges of the mix gets incorporated into the creamy center. If you're using a blender like me, this might take about an hour or half an hour to do this, because we're going to have to work in intervals of about 5 minutes so the blender doesn't overheat. And we are ready with our peanut butter. After this, just put it into a jar. And that's it, guys. The proofing of the bread is done, so it is time for us to put this into the oven. Put it into the oven for 200 degrees Celsius for about 35 minutes. And while we're waiting, we're going to make the strawberry jam. Start by cleaning the strawberries. Just wash it a little bit with water. For the strawberry jam, we're going to need, of course, strawberries, 1 lemon juice, and sugar. Remove the top of the strawberries, as you're watching right now. Squeeze the lemon juice into the strawberries and then add the sugar. Once you're done adding the sugar, let it set for about an hour. This will help removing the excess of water in the strawberries. As you can see, after the hour, there is a lot of remaining water. Put the strawberries into a 4-quart pot or bigger if you want, at medium heat. Once this process has started, you have to be constantly moving the mix with a spoon or a spatula, otherwise this will stick into the bottom and will burn. Whenever the boiling process has begun, you have to be really careful and perhaps you want to lower the temperature a little bit. You are going to know whenever this is ready because the boiling is going to sound thick and it's going to decrease as well. Put this into a jar once it's ready and let it chill before putting it in the fridge. This can be up to 6 months in a fridge. Once the jam is ready to be in the fridge, let it there for about an hour or two before we eat this.
this was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. If you please would share this with your friends, and comment below if you like it. I would really appreciate that as well. And please, I don't know, just give your thoughts. If you like it, if you don't, please comment down below.